Ah, man, I have so much to say about the Minnesota Timberwolves after that game one, man. So let me just go ahead. Let me pull up the notes. Let me pull up the box score. And the game isn't even officially over yet. I started recording this hoe. There's still 2 minutes left in the game. The Thunder were up 20. Okay, I was gonna start recording this hoe when they went up by 15 with like 4 minutes left. And I was like, you know what? I trust Anthony Edwards. Let me just see what they're gonna do. I should have started making the video because this game is over. And since I'm recording this video right now, I don't have the final stats, but Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, Luka Garza, all of them just went in. So, Ujman Jang and AJ Mitchell are in the game right now. So, let's just go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to go through my notes, but I'm not going to go through all of them. So let's just start here. Immediately off the bat, you could tell that Minnesota was the more well-rested team and that OKC was not. Minnesota came out of the gates hot. You could very well tell that their offense was more poised. I think they started out like 8-0 or 11-0 or something like that. But the Thunder, man, they remained calm. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got to the free throw line like 5 times in the first 4 minutes of the game. And that was like their only offense early in the game and really for like the whole first quarter damn near. And then as soon as the Wolves stopped fouling Shai, and as soon as they stopped fouling the Thunder in general, in that second quarter especially, they immediately went off. They immediately got the lead. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander immediately stopped scoring. He immediately went inefficient from the field. I think at like halftime, he was like 2 of 13 or something like that. Like he was not playing well. He had like 11 points, but it was all free throws. Like it was literally all free throws except for like 4 or 5 points in that first half. Like he was not playing well at all. J Dub was playing better than him. Like pretty much everybody on the damn team was playing better than Shai was for the first couple minutes, and then, or I mean for the first half, and then and shout out to Julius Randle. Before I get into the negative things and before I say what I'm about to say, shout out to Julius Randle, especially for that first half when Anthony Edwards rolled his ankle and it was no Ant on the floor, not even on the bench for like a good 6-7 minutes of game time. It was Julius Randle who was doing everything for the Minnesota Timberwolves offensively. I'm talking about hitting threes, scoring 20 first half points, playmaking, like doing everything he needed to do. And I thought his playmaking in this game was very good. And you know, let me see how many assists he had before I say, yeah, 1 assist. I thought his playmaking in this game was good, even though he only finished with 1 assist. The problem is, guys just weren't hitting shots, and we're gonna get there in a second. But there were a few things that killed the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game. Those few things: early fouls, which they eventually kind of chilled out with a little bit, where, you know what I'm saying, OKC still shot and made more free throws, but it wasn't by as wide of a margin as it was looking like it was going to be in that first half. So they stopped that. Good for you. Or at least kind of, because, I mean, you still ended up with Jaden McDaniels fouling out, Julius Randle having 3, Anthony Edwards having 4, Donte DiVincenzo having 3. Like, you still ended up with some bad things. But once they stopped doing that early in the game is when they got the lead, and I think that is going to be something that is going to be kind of a theme for this entire series. If they can control that fouling, especially when, because what they do when they foul is they're bailing out OKC's offense, right? Like early in the game, OKC could not score the ball, and Minnesota damn well should have found themselves up 20, 25 points early in the first half. But they couldn't because they were fouling. They're getting texts. Anthony Edwards is throwing the ball at Shai, doing dumb shit. Like their whole team is just doing dumb shit. And they're fouling, they're fouling, they're fouling. The refs are calling bullshit ass fouls sometimes, but other times they're simply just fouling. And that helps them get scoring when their offense is otherwise stalled out. And that allowed for OKC to stay in the game for that first half. And then there was a few other things, and this is what killed This is what killed Minnesota, not only in the first half but just throughout the game. Turnovers. The Minnesota Timberwolves finished this game, and the game is now over. So let's look at the actual stat. The Minnesota Timberwolves finished this game with a grand total of 17 turnovers, and I don't think that's right because I'm pretty sure they had like 19 or something with a few minutes left. So I don't know if that's right, but the turnovers in this game absolutely destroyed the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. I'm talking about 19 is what it says. Okay, 19 is what it says now that ESPN updated. Oklahoma City scored 31 points off of turnovers. 31. Their offense in this game was not good until the second half. And in the second half, what propelled them and what allowed them to get 3 points offensively, and that's what allowed for them to start hitting those where you have Shai take over in the third and the fourth. What allowed for him to do that was for them to get that momentum off of the turnovers. They're getting turnover after turnover after turnover, and they're scoring off of it. And because of that, it's allowing the crowd to get into the game. And when the crowd gets into the game, Shea just starts feeding off of it. Shea starts showing you why he's one of the best players in the world. Because after having a terrible, and I mean the first half that was so bad that I was about to come on here and give him 100 bars, that he comes out in the second half and he hoops, and a lot of that is to his own credit. He was making tough shots. He was forcing Jaden McDaniels to foul him. A lot of those fouls were real fouls that he was forcing Jaden McDaniels or Nickeil Alexander-Walker or Anthony Edwards or whoever was on him at that moment to foul him, because he was doing really good things with his footwork, with just knowing how to play the game. As soon as he feels contact, he's, hey, and he's throwing the damn ball up to the ceiling. Up to the damn roof of the damn Paycom Center, okay? But those turnovers killed them. And then what really killed them, and I think this is what actually lost them the game, the shooting. Oh, the shooting. They shot 15 of 51 threes. I have a few questions with that statement alone. Why in the fuck are you taking 51 threes as the Minnesota Timberwolves? Why? And I know why. You know what? Let me tell you why. Because OKC packs the paint defensively. So Julius Randle, you saw it with Jokic, why Jokic is shooting 10, 11 fucking threes per game. Because OKC packs the paint. And when OKC does that, it forces guys like Randle, it forces guys like Jokic, it forces them to catch the ball up at the three-point line, and then they have to drive in. And even if they're getting the foul, they don't want to go in there and get that contact every time, because there's 3 to 4 guys you got to finish in traffic. And then when they do play make out successfully, here's what happens. Are you ready? Good. Jaden McDaniels, 1 of 3 from 3. Mike Conley, you didn't give the Minnesota Timberwolves a thing today. I'm going to give you a few bars in a second, but let's just talk about the shooting right now. 1 of 5 from 3. Anthony Edwards, 3 of 8 from 3. You're going to get some bars in a minute, too. Naz Reid, 0 of 7 from 3. Donte DiVincenzo, 3 of 12 from 3. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 2 of 9 from 3. Hey, man. When you're shooting like that poorly, and you're also giving up 31 points off of turnovers, and you also have one of your best players foul out of the game, and you also give up 31 points to Shea, and you also give up 19 to J-Dub, and you also give up 15 to Chet, and you also give up 12 to Ihart, who was their leading scorer, if not in the whole first half, then throughout a lot of it. And then you also give up 8 fucking points on 3 of 3 shooting to Kenrich Williams in 10 minutes of the game, and you're going to get a lot of praise from me in a minute, Kenrich Williams. You give up 3 of 4, 3 of 3 shooting to Alex Caruso in the game. You let Isaiah Joe, who was unplayable in the last series and throughout a lot of the playoffs, give him 7 points. You let Cason Wallace, even though he scored 3 points, be a plus fucking 21 in the game. When you combine all of these things, I'm amazed you didn't lose by 40. As a matter of fact, you damn near did. Oh my God, when did it get this bad? They damn near did lose by 40. So, it makes sense. Okay, but that's the shooting. Donte DiVincenzo. You haven't shot the ball well in these playoffs, and I have felt that throughout the whole playoffs, but because the Minnesota Timberwolves have been winning, I made the mistake of giving you a pass on a lot of the shooting that you had, especially outside of that Lakers series, and I wasn't even watching the Warriors series. Once Steph Curry went out, and I saw Jimmy Butler taking 9 shots in back-to-back games, I said, yeah, this is exactly why I didn't tune in, because what am I watching right now? So I wasn't caring too much about your shooting, because there was just other more important things going on throughout the NBA, throughout the playoffs, and especially because y'all were winning, I didn't give a damn about it. But you're about to get some bars from me, buddy. In these playoffs, the Minnesota Timberwolves have now played 11 games. 11 games. Donte DiVincenzo has shot above 40% in 2 of those games. Donte DiVincenzo has shot above 35% in 2 of those games. Donte DiVincenzo has shot under 30%, I believe. Let me go look. No, I don't want to believe. Let me look. Donte DiVincenzo, through these playoffs, in the first game against the Lakers, April 19th, let's go from there. In the first game against the Lakers, you go 1 of 5 from 3. The following game, 0 of 2 from 3. The following game, 2 of 8 from 3. The following game, 1 of 4 from 3. And the closeout win, 2 of 12. In the first game against the Warriors, game you lost, 1 of 7 from 3. The second game, 3 of 8. The third game, 0 of 2. The fourth game, 2 of 4. The fifth game, 2 of 4. So no. He shot above 37.5%, at or above 37.5% in the playoffs 3 times this year. He has shot 20 or below in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. My nigga Rudy Gobert can shoot 20% from the three-pointer in 5 games in the playoffs. Kenrich Williams can shoot 20% from 3 in the playoffs. Alex Caruso can shoot 20% from 3 in the playoffs. Buddy, Draymond fucking Green can shoot 20% from 3 in the playoffs. You have shot 20% or worse in the playoffs as a guy that hit 300 threes for the New York Knicks last year and broke a franchise record for threes made in a season for the New York Knickerbockers last year. You have shot under 20% in the playoffs 5 times from 3. Do you want to win? Do you want to? And I know shooting slumps exist. When you're a good shooter or great shooter, which he's not, fucking clearly, but when you're a good shooter, which he is, you are going to have a slump. Cool. Fine. But brother, in the playoffs, this is the slump. And then you may be thinking, well, you said about all those games, well, what did he shoot tonight? 3 of 12. He was 3 of 14 from the field. He shot 3 of 12 from 3. The man played 30 minutes. 30. He played half an hour of basketball. Let me tell you, with all the fouls in this game, that man was damn near on the court for 2 hours. With all the fouls that happened in this game, with all the turnovers, with the reviews, with the challenges. He was on the court for a college lecture. I'm talking about he was on the court for my English seminar my freshman year of college. He was on the court for when you're in college and you have class where you have a class twice a week and you meet for an hour and a half each time. That's how long he was on the court for, an hour and a half. And you scored 9 points. When the Cat Julius Randle trade happened, I said a big part of the reason that I didn't like the trade for New York was because of the loss of Donte DiVincenzo. And I said a big part of the reason that I loved the trade from, well, not loved, but that I liked and approved of the trade from Minnesota was because they got Donte DiVincenzo. I would literally rather them have gotten Cam Payne, Miles McBride, Precious Achiuwa, is the Landry Shamet could have came over in the trade and did more than you are doing in the playoffs. Buddy, you better have 50 next game. 50. Or I want you traded before training. You know how you got traded to the Timberwolves before training camp started last season? I want you, if you don't get this together, brother, I would trade you for a half-eaten bag of chips and the core of an apple that is being devoured by ants and a dirty piece of toilet paper based on the way you're playing. Trade him. Okay, I feel better now that I got that off my chest. Okay. Because let me tell you what the shooting did here. You make playing defense so much easier for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are already a great defensive team with so many great defensive players. Shout out to Caruso. Shout out to Cason Wallace, who had some good defensive plays today. Shout out to Kenrich Williams, who had some good defensive plays today. Shout out to Luke Dort, who obviously had some good defensive plays today. My nigga, shout out to J-Dub. Shout out to Chet. I watched Chet send Donte DiVincenzo's dumbass block right back, dumbass reverse layup right back in his face in the fourth quarter. So you make defense so much easier on that team when you can't hit an open 3. You can't hit an open 3. And it wasn't just you. Naz Reid, I'm going to give you a pass because I am a big Naz Reid fan and I believe that you are going to get a bag in this offseason. And I don't know if the playoffs have been as bad for you as they have been for Donte DiVincenzo because I haven't noticed it for you as much, but especially because really in the Lakers series you didn't strike me as ass. At least it's not as consistently as Donte DiVincenzo did. I haven't gone back to look at the numbers. But in this game, 1 of 11, 0 for 7 from 3. The one shot you hit today was a finger roll layup in the fourth quarter where nobody even jumped with you. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Hey, you don't think you're free, though. I'm being nicer to you than I was to Donte DiVincenzo, but you played 28 minutes. You put up 4 points. You won the 6th Man of the Year last year, and you went out here in a playoff game in a game 1 where you guys have been rested for a week, and these niggas played a game 7 2 days ago. You went out here and scored 4 points. The 8 rebounds, congratulations. I don't care. I don't. The rebounding was huge in this game, especially when Chet and Ihart were on the bench. You still lost the rebounding battle, so I don't care. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You guys, if you watched the video where I was talking about the conference finals and predicting both series and everything like that, I said a big reason why I was backing the Timberwolves was because I trusted their role players, Donte DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Mike Conley. Am I missing anybody? No. I trusted those guys to hit threes, to hit shots, more than I trusted the role players on OKC. Well, not tonight, I don't. Because Nickeil Alexander-Walker, just like Nas Reed and Donte DiVincenzo, you went out there and played a damn near a whole college seminar, and you were 3 for 11, 2 for 9 from 3 with 8 points. There wasn't a player outside of Julius Randle or Anthony Edwards that scored in double digits today. Hey, man. You can't win like that. And even, especially because, let's get to the Anthony Edwards part right now. You didn't have no. You know what? No. 5 of 13, 3 of 8, 18 points. I get you rolled your ankle, but my brother, you played 40 minutes. You played more minutes than anybody else on the team, and you weren't even on the bench for a good 6 minutes of action. So I don't want to hear that. I don't. I'm a big fan of yours, Anthony Edwards, and I really don't want to have to say the things that I'm about to say to you right now, but I believe that you're the type of player where you're saying these same things to yourself right now. There is no reason that in the Western Conference Finals, when your team cannot break 90 points, when your team is taking 51 threes and hitting less than 20 of them, there is no reason why you only took 13 shots. There is no way Donte DiVincenzo took the most shots on this team. There is no way that Julius Randle, who had 20 points at half, damn near didn't shoot in the second half, still ended up with the same amount of shots as you. You shot 2 more shots than Nas Reed. You shot 2 more shots than Nickeil Alexander-Walker in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Anthony Edwards. I expect more aggression from you. 18 points, my brother? 18? That's not going to cut it. Bro, if you have 18 points on 30 shots, I can forgive it. Because at least you tried. 13 shots is all you took? I go look at the Thunder. My nigga, Shea took 13 in the first half. Shea took 27 shots tonight. Boy, Anthony Edwards, I promise. You better put up 50 next game. And if you don't put up 50, you better at least put up 50 shots. Because 13 shots is inexcusable. There were 3 players on this court tonight that took more shots than you. There were 4 players on the court tonight that took there were 4 players on the court tonight that took at least as many shots as you. Face of the league, that shouldn't happen. Unless it's in a blowout where y'all are winning or in a blowout where you didn't play that much or you were hurt. You played 40 minutes, you got blown out, so you should have been shooting that bitch just to try. And shoot the ball. Just shoot the ball is all I have to say, Anthony Edwards. My goodness. Julius Randle, great game. Kenrich Williams, great game. Shea, great second half. J-Dub, great game. Chet Holmgren, great game, honestly. I was going to say you weren't as aggressive as I would like, but honestly, you didn't need to be. Great game. Isaiah Hartenstein, great game. Lou Dort, good game. I already said Kenrich Williams, but Alex Caruso, good game. Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, good game. Jalen Clark, you deserve more minutes, especially when you got the other 3 guys off the bench are combining for, look at this, look at what they combined for. 5 of 21 right there. They combined for 5 of 28 from 3, just those 3 guys off the bench. Yeah, if you're going to put Jalen Clark into guard Shea or whatever, you better give him more than 6 minutes. Because especially when those guys can't do a damn thing. Like, I get it if those other guys are frying, or if he's just playing like ass or something, and you're like, well, we tried it at least. No. The other guys weren't doing anything. And it wasn't like he was doing anything so ass that he deserves to be taken out immediately. No. Third quarter won OKC the game. Pretty much, it was just the whole second half was OKC domination, but that third quarter really won them the game. They outscored them boys. Let me go look at the exact number. 32-18 in that quarter, and then it was 38-22 in the fourth quarter. Like I said, that third quarter won them the game. They went on a 17-2 run in that quarter, which is nuts. Minnesota, I expect a lot better from you. I didn't pick you to win this series, for you to go out here and do this. Thank God that bet that I was about to place on FanDuel for them to win the series didn't hit, because God knows that might have been a blessing. Or didn't hit. I didn't even get to place it. I tried to place it and it said there was an issue. I tried to place it again. It said there was an issue, so I just gave up. Thank God that FanDuel wouldn't let me place it, because I'd be out a few bucks right now. All right, goodbye, man. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. 40-point loss.